Hello and a very warm welcome to this edition of the Drawing TV. In this edition, we are going a little bit further with talking about some very important aspects when drawing and rendering light and dark in your drawings. Last time, we were talking about what I consider the very most important thing, which is to create a scheme of gray tones and, of course, dark and light, like in black and white, but in between, create a beautiful scale of halftones in your drawings. And if you haven't seen that yet, you can go back and watch it in the previous Drawing TV or Art TV. Okay, so today we are going to talk a little bit, very briefly, about something else that is really important to create like a feeling of 3D, of really like depth of field in your drawings. And it's very tricky to talk about, but I'll try my best. It's something you can observe in reality that is called optical contrast. That's a tricky one, right? Optical contrast. Everything we see is taking place in your eyes, kind of, we can say. But especially this phenomenon of optical contrast really is something that happens in your eyes. So what it is that when you look at things, could be like my arm here. It's not very clear here on the video, but try to observe this in life. If you, for example, look at something like my arm here, that is very dark on a white background, or any background. When you look at it for a while, your eyes will start compensating and create a little bit of a white halo, like beaming out from the contour here. You can't see it on this video, but you can observe this in real life. And in many photos, if it's a good photo, it is also visible. But very much it's something you can start observing in life. Oppositely, if you view something that is a more light shade, could be anything, could be if I had a white shirt on and a darker background, the opposite would happen. That kind of a little bit of a dark shade would start beaming out from the white form. As I say, this is a very complicated topic to talk about. So what I really want you to do is listen to this and try and go and observe it in real life, because that's step one. Just to realize that this phenomenon exists, that when you look at things, they get a little bit of a halo of the opposite. Dark forms get a little bit of a halo of light behind them, and vice versa. So the second thing, after you start noticing this, it's quite tricky. You can observe it in so many places, and it's such an interesting thing to try to render in your drawings and paintings. So the next step is to try to remember that this takes place and use it in your drawings. So when you think your drawing is a little bit dull and everything's look pretty much the same, you can drag in this phenomenon and make some interest in your drawing by making the background of, for example, a dark shade graduating from light and a little bit darker when it goes out, and vice versa. Also on the things themselves, really try to make these gradations from, slightly lighter or darker than they really are. Again, this is advanced stuff. What I told you in part 1 of this Light and Shadow series is more easy to accomplish. It's more easy to comprehend. This is advanced ninja drawing stuff, I know. But try as step 1 to go out and observe this phenomenon of optical contrast taking place everywhere you look. And as step 2, try to pull it in to your drawing practice. Try to mimic that even in your drawings. that's going to help tremendously when creating interesting light and shadow in your drawings. So this was part 2, and I hope you will go out and try and experiment with this. It's very much about observation and then trying to incorporate it in your practice. And in the next video, we're going to talk about one more important thing. There are so many, but I'll give you one more important thing to work with your light and shadow. So I'll see you next time. Have a very nice day.